Hey kids, it's Mark Miller here. Welcome. How's my sound, Rory, over there, buddy?
It's a little growly,
Growly?
but I can cope. It's fine.
Let me do this.
I suspect this is the same problem that doesn't affect the stream, but is maybe an issue only over Skype.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think. Is it any better now?
That is better, yeah.
That's better? All right. Better. And I feel like, yeah, it's on the stream. It seems okay. Let me know on the stream out there, kids, how it is. How are you doing, Roy?
I'm good. Yeah, not bad.
Taking a day off today?
I was taking a day off, and I completely lost track of time.
Look who's here. Sounds all right to me, says Frackberg. Thanks. Lucius Movie says greetings. Whoa! That's Frackberg.
Flying.
Frackberg does not know.
Showing off, hot dogging. Oh, see, that's what happens.
Does not know. Hey, we got a new fanfare today. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah?
We do. New fanfare. We'll see. It's for Deepwater. When Deepwater shows up.
For what it's worth, I cannot hear any sound from the fanfares.
Oh, no. Why aren't you hearing that? Oh, wait. I know why. I got it. I got you covered. I bet you can hear it. I just had a dial down a little bit too much for you. You hear this?
There we go.
Write some code today, kids.
Yeah.
You ready? Rory's
Bring
here
on
with
the
us.
code.
Let's do that. Let me get some Code Rush. Get the Sound Rush, the Code Rush music player that we built playing, and get some music. Let's go up to our this is our list, our to-do list of what kinds of things we want to work on. This is what we've done.
Look at all those check marks at the bottom there. Look at those things we've achieved.
Yeah, we did context for templates. I think on Friday I don't remember if you were here or not. I may not have actually done a show on Friday. I think I may have missed a show too. So, yeah, Friday I didn't make it. I had a DevExpress meeting that went long, and so I ended up not doing the show on Friday. But we did context for templates. That was with you, and I think you may have left, but we ended up finishing that, Rory. So, yeah. Which was very cool. Templates are out in the Google Sheet. No, it's in the other one called IDE. Give me a second. I'll open that up for you here. Waiting on that. Where is it? There it is right there. Hold on. I'm bringing it up. I like what Mr. AnnouncerBot says when Frackberg comes in. Mr. AnnouncerBot's like, hey, here's some ice for your drink. Oh no, Frackberg just crashed into your ice. So we set this up here, and this is our context over on the side. And so that's what we've done. We've only got a few templates. We got a try finally, which we don't really use. The if is the one we're using all the time. I could add one more, the letter B, and the letter B could do, we just copied this right here actually. The letter B would give me a brace block like that, which is just like what we have in Code Rush. So I can do that, and we could.
That's how quick it is to introduce new functionality now.
Should be, and I can say on empty line, and I guess in code block too. I'll do both. That means I'm not. That's just a shortcut for saying not in a string, not in a comment. So now I've got that B template in here. Now I should be able to come over here to my code. Let's select somebody, grab something with code on it. And now choose reload templates and shortcuts right here. And now if I come down and type in B space, I get my braces. Isn't that sweet and cool and fast? And
that is nice.
Similarly, if I am inside of a string and I type in a B or whatever, there we go, B, like that, nothing happens, right? Same thing with a comment because the context is working, right? Nothing is happening there, but if I come down here and type in a B, I get that.
Yep. And that's the great thing about context, is it allows you to have the same keystrokes do different things under different circumstances. So once you're in a string, like you say there, you can type anything you like. It's all good. It's not going to be interrupted by anything. But if you're outside of the string, then these things take on a new meaning. But you don't have to deliberately remember those facts. They're just there with you.
Yeah, I might take off the context for on empty line because I might want to hit B here, right? And it's not working here because I'm not on an empty line. So I could take that on empty line context out. Right, and it's so sweet because we're just using our reload that in here, B space, and there it is. Right, so pretty cool. We don't have markers, which is something I want to do. I just realized my wife loves the dog. The dog loves my wife.
Yes,
That's all
that's
I'm
true.
saying.
Probably both ways around, actually.
Yes, but the dog loves my wife more than anything. Definitely more than me.
Uh-huh.
Right?
There's a hierarchy, and
Yeah.
you and me, we sit down low on the hierarchy.
Yeah. So
That's the nature of things.
yeah. There you go. There's the mom you love so much. Hey, do you want to show up on the show? Because you know what? I don't know if you know this, but I'm doing a show for a whole bunch of people who internally are just like this dog. They love you more than they love me.
I can't. You literally have blocked
You can't
me
step
out
up
of
here?
your space. Oh my-
You gotta move everything around. All right.
You want to have a set of
Percy.
stilts next to the desk
Complicated setup
there.
that you have here.
Yeah. What'd you say, Rory? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I don't actually.
I say you can have a set of stilts next to the desk for anytime somebody drops by.
Yeah, a set of stilts. He says you could just put on, or we could get a little step
I
there,
feel
maybe.
like Mark intentionally creates the zone of "don't come near me." You've seen the setup a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's a little crazy over here. The setup is
Uh-huh.
very much like nobody come within 5 feet. He has his own social distancing setup.
It's quite impressive.
Yeah.
You're
it's
supposed to wear a mask when
pretty.
you're here.
And
I
I'm
need
not
you
going to put a mask on.
when you're close by.
I'm going to breathe on you.
Is it
I'm
weird?
amazed
Sing
that
loudly.
is not the most decorative mask on earth. I know you two, and I would have imagined that you'd have had that already.
We do have decorative masks, but they're just not here on his desk. But
Okay,
everything
fair
else
enough.
is here on his desk. Oh my God.
Okay.
And
Oh, time for you to go.
Can I just show
Time for you to go.
everybody all the gross,
Time for you
the
to go.
trash on your desk?
So, time for you to
Also,
go.
do you even know what some of this stuff
This
is?
is projects in
There's
progress.
projects in progress all over the place. This is really
That's all right. That feels like my life.
Hey, do you want to see something cool, Kieran Manchikati?
I always want to see something cool.
Oh,
Are you going to my Amazon order?
Oh,
I
look at
love
this.
it.
Related to items you viewed. Look at all these. Oh,
Wow,
this
we
one's cool.
look like we
Would
have
you
our
be
own
okay-
industry right here in our bed. In our
yeah.
house.
Would you be okay with like a foam generator?
yes, I like that better than the fire.
This thing is giant, by the way. You can put a person in this thing. Shoot them
Can
out of
Will
there.
that work in Costa Rica?
This is one too. Now this one's kind of cool. This is to shoot CO2 out. I think it'll fill the room instantly with white fog because it's like meant for stage stuff. I think it'll just go and then
I
you
do
won't be able
want
to
a
see a
confetti
thing.
cannon. Can we get a confetti cannon?
They do have one right here.
But
There's
none
one.
of this makes any sense.
I don't want a confetti cannon
without
in
a
here.
trampoline.
That's dangerous at close range. I'm pretty sure that'll just put a whole bunch of confetti-sized holes through your body. Is what
The
it'll
question is,
do.
how do you mount the desk on the trampoline? I mean,
The trampoline is my desk.
Yeah.
That's
oh, I
But-
see.
But I'm thinking about this right here. But I'm worried that they're just too big for the room we're in.
Yeah, I think
The
you're
room's
right.
like about 13 feet by 13
You're gonna
feet,
have
which is
the-
about,
it's gonna-
4 meters by 4 meters?
You're gonna cough like you have the vid,
Well, it's CO2. I think it'll just suck up all the oxygen and I'll be like,
and you'll die on the floor.
asphyxiate.
We do have a disco ball. Why don't you put that in here?
I don't know. I kind of wanted something bigger. I kind of wanted,
Bigger
something
than a disco ball.
remotely
Bigger
controlled
than light.
from the chat room to go boom, like that. Mr. Smoopy says, how many channel points to launch it? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What's a
See,
channel
that'll be
point?
useful.
I don't know,
I've
you've
got
got it.
72,000 channel points. I don't know what to do with.
You have to 72,000?
Rory, what's a
It just
channel
sat there.
point?
What's the
I
channel
have
point,
no
Rory?
idea. It's this number at the bottom of my chat window that just keeps going up. And every now and again, there's this lovely little green button appears, and I can push it and get like 100 more. I don't know
That's
what
awesome.
it's for.
By the way, I don't know if you, I'm a little embarrassed that you can see my special pants right up here. That's to make my butt look better. Right there. It's right up in there. I'm sorry about that showing up, everybody. But my butt does look better in these.
You look like a merman with that.
A little embarrassing there. A little private information showing up there. Sorry about that. All right, well, it was
I
fun.
just assumed
This-
you were making a slightly different version of the Blue Man Group coming up or something.
That's true.
I
Yep.
guess it's a picture you doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like Tobias on Arrested Development.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, this has been Sharing with Karen and Mark.
Wait, are
and
you kicking me out? You can't kick me out. I'm never leaving.
it's over.
I'm just gonna stay here and breathe on you. Also, what you guys don't know is that I've just had like 2 really strong cups of coffee, so this can't be super pleasant right now because I
That's
probably
not bad.
smell like coffee. Do I smell like your dad?
No, I've forgotten all that. All right, pulling out your ear, and we're gonna get right some code. You ready, kids?
I don't know.
Here comes Jetson.
Jetson's here.
Look out! You gotta watch out for that. He's gonna do a roll any minute. The guy's always showing off with his tricks. Jetson, get out of here. Jetson's in the house.
All right.
You did not miss anything, Jetson. Oh, look at those white puppy things.
Hi. It's me. Mark's trying to kick me off right now. Do you think that's fair, Jetsam? He's like, okay, we're going to write code. And I'm like, what? We're just like talking, right? Hey, no, he does think it's fair. Okay, bye.
All right, baby. Thanks for stopping by and visiting us. It's a little bit like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but with some code.
10:13.
Don't go. You have every right to stay here, says Jetsam. Fancy pants, asked Jetsam. Are you referring to what was on the Amazon order page on things in your cart or something? Okay, so we've built templates successfully. That's good. Excuse me. We have the ability to reload them very, very quickly to create new ones. Oh, look at here. Here he comes. He's beaming in from outer space. Codebase Alpha in the house. Welcome, Codebase Alpha. We got a new fanfare today. New fanfare should be debuted later in the day. It's for Deepwater. Deepwater usually comes in, I don't know, in about 45 minutes from now, I think, roughly. I'm basing that only on memory, not on anything I know for sure. But got a new fanfare for Deepwater, so that one's finally cranked out.
Excellent.
I don't really have anybody else on my list. I'm looking at Mr. Smoofy right in here, and I'm thinking maybe Mr. Smoofy deserves a fanfare. What do you like, Mr. Smoofy? Let us know. Let us know what you like, what you'd like to see in your fanfare. Maybe I'll have time to crank one of those out. Speaking of fanfares,
failing all else, it sounds very like those little blue creatures, Mr. Smurfy.
Oh, that's true. We could do something like that, I suppose. Speaking of which, if you're not out here following the other channel out there, go to Dragon Humpers, twitch.tv/Dragon Humpers. That is where we do live Dungeons and Dragons using the special effects that we built on this show.
Yep.
It's a pretty good show, right, Fred? Not bad. It's a mature show, not really for little kids, but we do kind of adult comedy stuff there. Mr. Smoopy says Dragon Humpers is hilarious. Give that a follow. And
there's an endorsement there, right there. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you, Smoopy. We try to make it funny, and we try to we have a good time. We're doing it for fun, and so give us a follow out there. Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of fanfares, I've got on my to-do list for that show to create fanfares for. Oh, Deepwater says, anyone else really thirsty? Deepwater says that, and Deepwater's didn't trigger. Why didn't you trigger? I'm going to do it manually, Deepwater. Why not? I got to go check my list. Here it comes. Wow, gotta hold my breath for a long time for that one.
That was impressive.
Why didn't that trigger?
I do like the graphics that wrap around you. They are very cool.
It's not bad. I'm figuring that out, huh? It's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's try to figure out
Man's
why.
got skills.
I'm pretty sure I made this setting so that would be triggered automatically, and I don't understand why it didn't. I just want to kind of open up and look at the change over here. Let's get the music back on. Where am I going? What's going on? Engine installer? Yeah, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. CodeRush does this. It's an engine installer that comes with CodeRush to compile the deals that ship with the product so that they'll go faster. It just means I've got a new updated CodeRush up there. So I just ran that. Let's see what's going on. Is it just, it's all in the background, I guess? Okay. All right, I'm in here and I know where I need to go. I need to go here. Huh. Well, I added it, but it looks like I deleted it or lost it somehow, maybe. I'm not sure. Deepwater. I need to put Deepwater's name in here, and then that will trigger it. The difference, though, is that Deepwater's duration is actually, he's kind of got a long one. I think it's about 34 seconds long. 36 seconds. We'll do that. There we go. So that should trigger automatically next time. That's just the piece that was needed. Okay. back over here. So we've added, I also did code completion for tables. I did this on the weekend, and it's really cool because accessing tables is kind of hard, right? We want to get some table data, and it's just so hard to discover. And this is what I love about code completion. So the tables, hold on, let me grab and open up the D&D tables. Where are you?
So when you're getting a value from a table, you have to specify the table and kind of some other information about so to help you locate a row and maybe which column you're after.
Yeah, it's not.
So it feels like each parameter kind of relies on data that was provided in the previous one.
Yeah, well, it certainly is true. There are two parameters that rely. The second and third parameters rely on the first parameter. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but here's what we did. Here's what I did over the weekend, and it actually wasn't not a lot of work, but it was super useful. Here, so you can see it in action here. If I type in table here, enter, the name of the table to look up. If I do a quote, now it's going to give me all the tables, and this is just coming from a hard-coded list in the code. If I add a new table, I can add a new element to the list. So I can say, let's go to, for example, the rogue table. I hit enter here. Good. Add a comma here, the column to retrieve the value from. Watch what happens when I put the quote here. And now it's actually looking at the rogue table, at the columns in that and what's available. And so I can say, I want to retrieve data. I want to get like the rogue's proficient, maybe the sneak attack value. Okay, comma, the column to find the match in. And so I can do that based on the level of the rogue, and then I can pass in, like, for example, level. A call to level, and does level... Interesting, level, is level right here? Let me go to a new line. I want to see if I see anything different on level. The value to have? What? We got something wrong in our tooltips, I think. Got a function out here, the level function. That's going to be down in the D&D core. Functions. Level. Yeah, it came right after half. It looks like I messed that up right there. So this should be the... No. The class to check the level. Check the class from which check the level. Like that. That's going to be what that parameter is. That was just a copy error from here, the value to half. I didn't do that. Okay, so there's my level function right there. That should take the class in. What's interesting is I saw it show up twice inside of IntelliSense here. Oh, because there's two different things. There's a property called level, and there's a function called level.
Oh.
So that's okay. So I'm okay with both of those. That's like I could just do this and pass that in, and then that would give me that value back. I could even... And I could also do this, right? We don't have that other thing fixed yet, but I could come in and say, well, we might do something else. Let's do this instead. Let's change this up a bit. Let's come in here and say table. We're going to say sorcerer. We're going to go to the sorcerer table instead. We're going to notice all the others we can do here. We can say, let's do slot 4 spells, slot 3 spells. So this will be how many spell slots we have. We're going to grab from the level column, and we're going to grab the level of the sorcerer level of the current player. Like that. And that's what we're going to send. That data we get back from there, that's what we're going to send out to the float player text. So I'll come down here and I'll float that text up here. So you'll be able to see how many level 4 spell slots I have. Which, if I recall correctly, is, or I said, wait, level, how many level 3 spell slots I have at my current sorcerer level, which is level 7. So I should get 3 as the number that floats up when we fire this event. Yeah, there it is. See the number 3? That was it right there. I'll show it to you again.
Yep.
See? So very, very cool, right? Also cool because we are, let's go back to floating that. Let's kill that. All right, anyway, that's kind of, it's cool. That's kind of what we are, there it is, Mage Hand. That's what Mage Hand really looks like. So we've got this cool ability to kind of have a variety of different effects occurring by combining animations and sound effects, and also being able to delay the animations so they show up at whatever different times. So I can have a couple different spark bursts, I can rotate them, I can have smoke, I can have fire. What do I have for fireball? What's coming in fireball? What's that look like? All right. I was going to say, should I make any changes? But it looks good. It looks good. Easy to change. I've combined
a nice tight feedback cycle so you can get your changes in, experiment with what they're like, and reach what you were looking for.
And we have discoverability, so that when I write down here that we've got code completion for tables, that's what you saw. Prior to this, tables, you had to go look it up. You had to go look it up in documentation or something along those lines. Codebase Alpha says, you really need to make this a commercial product. It's amazingly full-featured. Yeah, I don't think so. Prior to that, Deepwater said, thanks, Mark. Very cool. Hey, you're welcome, Deepwater. Need disambiguation on that. I missed what the connection was to Codebase Alpha.
This was level and level. Because you had a property and a method.
Right. Yes. I was thinking about doing it visually with an icon. So you can say this one's a property, one's a call.
Yeah.
We have some disambiguation through the tooltip. And again, because this is not a product that we are releasing, it's not a commercial product, nothing, I'm not going to push that work to the next step. But I think from time to time we will say, Smoothie was saying, I was thinking icons as well. Yeah, no, I think from time to time though, I will say, look, it's not a cutting edge product. It's not a commercial product, but if it were, here's the extra steps we would take, because I think that's useful. I often find, so one of the things that is really interesting is that a lot of my peers in this industry, when I say peers, I guess other speakers that speak at conferences, they are, oh, did I lose Rory? Sounds like I lost Rory. Give me a second to get him back. And, oh, did I get you back, Rory? Maybe not. Got some sound. Skype still thinks we're connected. Are you back? You're back with us, Rory.
I'm back. I had an internet blip, but things have just recovered.
Look at that. Oh, sorry. Never mind us, Roy. We weren't just partying because you left. Yeah. I was going to say, so there's a surprisingly large number of folks out there who don't really work, who haven't built shipping products, who have not shipped products,
yes.
Right? And especially what's interesting is in the speaker community, there's a lot of folks there, because you really only have to get a demo working and then you can communicate your whatever the important thing is. Justin's like, oh, he's back. I mean, yay, Rory's back. We're so glad you're with us, Rory. And so as a result, though, I think they're missing some foundational understanding of what it takes to push it to the next level. So we'll point that out. And it kind of goes like this. Look, you can spend like 90% of your work getting something ready where you think it's like could be something you can make money off, and then it takes double that again, right? You think you're almost done. It takes easily double that work again to get it to the level where it can survive a market where people are paying for it, and you've got tech support behind it, all of those things. You're finding edge case bugs that you didn't find in your exploration initially. So I'm not going to take that step there, right? Also, it doesn't make sense too, because we're doing this on DevExpress's time. We're writing this code. We're testing, CodeRush. We're dogfooding CodeRush live. So all this code is open source. There's no way I'm going to commercialize this or try to make any money off of that.
There's another part to it, of course, as well, which is that if you are going to take a product all that way, perhaps a lot of that information or a lot of that presentation isn't really that interesting to watch, because you're talking about shopping carts and you're talking about, help systems, and all this other kind of stuff that isn't necessarily the best viewing. Yeah, and since we don't need it all either, we can revert to this level that we're doing now, and we'll provide hopefully decent entertainment as we go.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, I don't mind talking about the work in that direction and saying, look, here, let's talk about discoverability. What's missing, right? So I think Codebase Alpha's point, right, the need disambiguation on that. I think that point looks like we lost Roy maybe again. We'll see if he comes back automatically if he dials us in. Need disambiguation on that. That point I think is an excellent point. And it is something that we could definitely add. There is already a mechanism for adding icons in, but I just don't have any, I haven't created any icons for this. I haven't done it yet. Hey, not now, Pudding. I'm trying to talk. It's very important that I'm talking now. Pudding! Pudding! Pudding's here to hijack the show. Yeah, guess who's here early? Pudding. Welcome, Pudding. How you doing, buddy? Actually, as much as I complain, I'm so glad Pudding is here. Glad you're here, Pudding. We were just talking about taking the difference between getting a product. Sounds like we just did lose Leroy. We'll listen for him calling back in. Talking the difference between taking a product to make that works for you and making it something you can sell. And that's kind of what we're talking about. So in general, we're not going to push that hard on what we're doing here. The value of what we're doing here is already immense, right? It's a big project. It's open source. It is, we're dog fooding coders with it every day. And it also shows, right, some of the real problems you get into when you have designed in one direction and then you need to refactor to make it more flexible, that sort of thing. So the show illustrates real world problems on something that looks a lot like a real world code base. So welcome. All right. So maybe we have lost Rory. That's too bad. We'll see what happens. He may be having internet problems. Okay. Back to our list. We added this as well to be able to automatically serialize enums out into the Google Sheets. All right, so now I have a couple options here. I think I want to do option 1 first because it's gonna get me back into the code that I haven't looked at in several days, and that's restrict parameter suggestions to only parameters of the correct type. So one of the things that happened since last time is the ability to, let's see here. Maybe did I do this already? It looks like I did not. So if I type in A here, damage resistance takes a particular enum type. It's the type of the damage the player has resistance to. If we go drill into that, we look at that implementation of it. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on, I'm looking for the add damage resistance function. There it is, right there. And it takes 2 parameters. Parameter 1 is an enum of type damage type, which are all of these elements. Okay, number 2 is attack kind, right there. Is it actually filtering them out? Maybe I did implement that and I didn't think it. I'm getting acid, that's valid. Acrobatics is not, so it's not filtering out. So acrobatics, and if you look, if you look off to the side here, right up there, right, you can see, you can see what enum it comes from here. At least you can for skills. I'm not sure why you don't for acid. This is coming from time measure actions. So we've got some enum showing up there. What is this? Active character property, additional dice. This is a field in the active character, so these are things we can grab from here. Skills animal handling there. We got some skills showing up. So a lot of things are showing up here, but we really only want the damage types, which include acid and cold, that sort of thing. So that's what I want to try and do. So let's see if we can figure out how to do that. That was my wife sneezing. Bless you, baby. Bless those demons coming out of you. I'm listening to hear if the music. Codebase Alpha says bless you too. Is the music? Yep, there's music. There it is. Okay. So I want to look over in my code completion section. Oh, look who's here. What's going on, Fred? All right. Get rid of those zombies. Just coming in to say hi?
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe if you deserve a hi.
I deserve a hi. He calls these zombies the patriarchy. Yeah, I do. Okay. I want to see where the code completion is coming up here. I was thinking I had an enum one. I have an identifier completion data. I think I use this from the enums when they're available. Let's go see if I can find where we're using that. Here we go, right there. So add enum entries is here. And we're not actually passing in what the type is we're expecting. So we'd want to do that. Let's go see where this is being called from. And here we have the expected enum type. Oh, but we actually get it inside of add enum entries. Where do we set that? Oh, right here. Okay, so right here is where we could actually do that check. What is happening with the music? It's like it's stopping. Okay. All right, here's get enum entries. This is where we get the type of the enum. Here's Rory. Got you coming in all different kinds of places. How you doing, Rory?
I'm having all kinds of fun here. I thought the internet had just completely vanished, but finally we're back on. Things restarted, and yeah, I'm here.
All right. So I am, let's do this. Let's close down the scroll there so we can see the code. I'm going through the code here, and I got a breakpoint in add enum entries. That's going to get us, we're going to have the expected type of the enum coming in here. And then what I want to do is I want to go through the enum entries I get. Wait a minute, though. This is not the problem, I think. Let's set a breakpoint here, actually. We'll set a breakpoint here anyway and see what happens. So come in here, add damage resistance. I'll type in the letter A. Interesting. I don't even get in there. Oh, duh. Hold on. Let's do a comment here. Let it save. Okay, close it because I'm not running from here. Now let's run. Do I have like two different musics playing here?
Don't know, it seemed a little bit chaotic there for a moment.
It seems chaotic right now. Let's refresh the let's refresh the drone game and then start the music again. All right, good. Got our breakpoint. Let's initialize player data. Oh, this is cool. I was playing around with this, and all I had to do was add trailing effects ravens in quotes, and
There we go.
get ravens behind the D20.
Damage.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm just going to go down here and look for the same thing here. Add trailing effects spirals. Right, something we already had ability to do. Get those spirals behind the dice. It's like so easy. Also, place scene.
Look at that damage.
It switches over to the snow scene. Right, very cool. Where's the one we added? It's not, hold on, I'm gonna go here and then back out here. Let's add resistance. Oh, there it is right there. It was fireball. Okay. Okay, right here, A. Okay, so now we get an A coming in here. And what's my expected enum type? Is damage type. It's right there. So now we're going to get all of those entries in. Make sure it starts with the A or whatever. Get all those. So now we're going to get out of here. That's going to add our enum elements. Then I've got add function starting with. But I'm actually telling you the expected enum type going in. Do we have to, I don't remember if we added this or not. In our D&D functions, did we add the return type on it?
Definitely for some things we did.
I think we did, didn't we? It was just for ones that had a return type, though. And I'm totally forgetting which one it was. Yeah, I think it's return type, right? Return type, attribute. Just do tab to next reference to find it. There it is. Okay. So that's going to get our return type. So here, where are we in the code? So get D&D function starting with. Are we where? We should be here. Where are we in the code? Double click on that. Yes. So we're actually passing this in. And the return type is here.
Not
Yeah.
a match at the moment.
What'd you say?
It's not a match at the moment.
Yeah, so this line right here, if my expected return type is null, then we're going to return all of the functions. But now I've got an expected return type here, so that means that we need to now only add if it matches it, which means I think we're going to get a big fat nothing in here, and we're going to get no functions. Okay, well that looks good. So where are we getting the data from is my question. What's the data that's showing up here? So functions are good. All right. Now add properties. Maybe this is my problem. This is, I think, my problem. Yeah, there's no check to see what if the property starts with. Do we have the return type? We don't in property completion info. Now, in anticipation of this, I think I added a column. Yeah, we did this. Remember this, Rory?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we added a column here in our properties. I think we're going to have to break because our property completion info doesn't have what we need. Yeah. We need to add that. Let me go drill into that. Yeah, it definitely doesn't have what we need. How are we collecting this? The variable. We're going through all the D&D variables. Get completion info. I think this might be part of the problem here. Yeah. It's abstract. Oh, I know why it's abstract. So there's a couple different ways of getting this. Because, for example, one is I've got this class called D&D property, but this uses reflection to No, wait. No, this is what loads up the all properties. This one does not use it. This is what loads up what's in this page. So that's D&D property. The other one, though, is here inside of D&D spell property. Okay. So it's looking for anything that starts with SPELL underscore and then looks for the actual properties of the spell. And so you can see what's going on here is it's adding the property completion info for those pieces. But we don't have the type info there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is another part. So this get completion info override is a place where we need to step in. And we need the property completion info to have the same type in it that the that's coming in through here. Right? So that's what I think I'm going to do.
Okay.
I think. The problem I have is that these are not real, these are not matching up to real types in C#. So number is generic. You know, I said let's make them generic kind of types so we can do our own stuff. And I've got a problem with enums because enums I have it's a very specific C# type, right? Like a damage type. So this is the space where I need to kind of work on that. Oh, I made this change. This is a refactoring I made over the weekend. Long time ago, I had a to-do up here from Will Bennett. It was turn this into a generic class. And so I did do that. So instead of having all the classes automatically registered, instead I added this registration code, just passing in all the enums I wanted to watch and maintain. So it reduced a large number of classes were reduced down to one single class.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so get completion info here. We need to do some stuff. We need to be able to support enum types, plus we need to be able to support these generic types right here. So I kind of think, here, let's close down. We'll shut down our running app. I kind of think we need a class to be able to do this, I think. I guess let's start with, go into all properties and look at what we're dealing with. I think we're working with straight up the property DTO. Yeah, see right here, properties returns a list of property DTO. In there, we've got a type called expression type. That's what we wrote this code last week. Unknown Boolean number text. I'm going to say enum as well. I don't know. Am I going to do this? I never really like that. Enum. And I guess I'm going to say E8. I don't know why I have create these setups so they could be. Oh yeah, no, I do know why. I remember this. We wanted to be able to support using OR options here.
Yes, and
right?
we did have one at the time, but that kind of evaporated.
It did evaporate. All right. Okay, so there's expression type. So now we want to go, I'm going to just hit escape to pick up our markers and get back to where we were. Get completion info, D&D property. What are my known props? They're of strings. These are custom. Wait, there's this actually supports, I'm going to document this. Supports two kinds of properties. Those defined in the Google Sheet D&D dash properties. And those set at runtime. So like a spell, for example, can call set, giving it a name and a value, and it's just going to stick this in this kind of known props kind of thing. And these are global known props, is what these are. That's different from a character's. Who calls set? I want to know who calls set. Only here. So this is like a global set. I'm going to rename this to global set, because this is for shared data. So this data 1 through data 7. This is when we transfer a spell from one person to another, from one player to another. And it gives us the ability to store up to 7 data points with it that are specific to that known spell, whatever that's going to be. At least that's what's going on now. At the very least, it's globally set, so I want to make sure that's very clear. So I'm changing that to a global. I'm also going to come in here and say global known props. And I'm going to come in here and say concerned about storing these separately. Should they be stored with the transferred spell instead? And my answer right now is yes, but I'm not sure how to do it. I don't have a mechanism. I just want to put a note in here so that later, if I'm looking at this, I've got, just a direction in terms of where to work.
Yep.
Okay, let's continue along our path here. So wait, the known properties. We're just adding the key for the property there. We don't have its type, but we could get its type from here. So here the property DTO would have it. Completion info. This is the one where we want to change it. Here, these props here, we don't know what their types are, so there's nothing we can do about that. But here, we should be able to say type. Now, what is it? Property type is what I think we should call this. I don't think we have anything in here yet. Property type is equal to property DTO dot
Expression type, is it?
Why does it just say expression here? That's not right. What is it? It's type.
Well, we had an expression type.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, sorry, it's an expression type.
It's just
which
type.
was, yeah.
Okay. I might do this too. Let's go into here. Just drill in, and we're going to duplicate this, paste that in, and say this one's going to be expression type. Okay. So there's my completion piece there. So that takes care of the properties piece of it. Let's do another tab to next reference. So just to be clear, the global known properties, we're not going to have any type. They're all object type inside of there. We're going to keep going. Get completion info. Here is where we're adding it. We need to figure out what the type is on the properties right here. So we're going into spell, getting all the types, right, is what we're doing. And now what we want to do is get the return type of that particular piece right there. So, and there's something else I think I want to do too. And that is if if it's an enum type, if expression type is equal to, if type is equal to, if it's got enum in it, then I think I want to say what that enum name is. I think I want to do it as a string. If you're worried about this is, not great right now, I am too. Because why not just make it as a single, really just a single type? Do you know what I mean, Rory?
Yeah.
But this I can, I don't know. It gives me,
It's a qualification of sorts, isn't it?
I think there's an advantage to having a simpler type here. To say that one number is assignable to another number.
Yeah.
And
in general, that's true. But you can't make that same statement true of just any two enums.
Yes, you're right. That's why I need to say, give another differentiator. I could also do this. I could change this to this and do this like this. And then ultimately, I suppose I could get rid of that.
See, it depends. I mean, actually, if you work it backwards, not any string is necessarily appropriate to assign to just any other string. You might have the name of a pet, and you're trying to assign this to a spell name. That would be allowable by the syntax, but wrong. Okay. Equally, a number that is representative of your strength shouldn't be assigned to your age. Yeah. So you've kind of got these two things. There's can we do it and should we do it? Sort of an appropriateness quotient.
Right, and I guess the purpose of this, this effort is we want to see which one of these will fit. And so I was thinking, well, if we just say, look, there's basically 3 types we're worried about, then finding out if it fits is good. We can do that. I think I'm going to undo this and do it this way for now.
Okay.
So we'll make that enum type name, and that's going to be type. So we're going to do this for now.
Yeah.
And we'll come back and change it later if we have to. That's what I think I'm going to do.
It's interesting. TypeScript has a mechanic. I forget the name of it, but you can alias type. So that might even be the name. So you can take, you can actually define a type called damage, which is based on integer. Okay, and then you're allowed to assign damage to damage, but not integer damage, according to the follow-up.
Oh, right. Yeah, we've seen that. It's pretty cool syntax. It's new, isn't it? It feels like it's relatively new, at least new for my brain.
When, but yeah, it's interesting because you can define some very interesting things. You can actually define it as integer or string, for example.
Yeah.
And you can make something up for that purpose.
Yeah, or you can define it as one of several valid numbers.
Or several specific strings.
Right,
so
exactly.
You can actually define the term attribute and actually list out the 6 names of the 6 attributes you care about.
That's kind of cool. All right, so what I need to do is I need to get more information here. We've got a couple more properties in here we want to set. We've got enum type name, and I'm going to just set that. I'm going to calculate these. I'm going to create a function that calculates these. Enum type name, and then we're going to say type is equal to expression type, like this. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to calculate enum type name and type. That's what we'll do. Can I just declare these as locals right now? No, doesn't look like I've got to declare local in there. All right, no worries. Enum type name is a string. And then we have expression type up here. Like that. And I think I want really something that says get type details, maybe. And we'll come in here and we'll say out of that and out of this. And we want to pass in the property info dot property type, like that. That's what I want. Okay, we'll come back here and implement that in a second because I also need this down here. Notice, by the way, I'm looking for the description attribute. I'm actually going to use that in the code completion data, so that'll show up. If somebody's added a description attribute to a property, I haven't tested this yet, but it'll show up. It should show up in the hint that pops up. And now down here, I want to grab my field info, and I bet we've got a property called field type. Like that. Cool. All right, so now we want to get the type details. Like what kind of thing it is. This, by the way, is my enum type name. And the other one is my expression type. So if it's an enum type, we're going to do something with that. Yeah, we are using C#, Giorgio. We're absolutely doing that. And Roy, can you, while I write some code here, you want to tell people what we're doing? Let me give Giorgio a catch up. You with us, Roy? Did I lose Roy?
Nah, sorry, I've just realised that my mute was on.
No
Not
worries.
sure how long that's been the case.
No worries.
W. Giorgio, what are we doing? Well, what we're doing, broadly speaking, is we're making a suite of tools and utilities for Mark to use in a second stream that he's got, wherein they do Dungeons and Dragons live. So kind of an ESPN of Dungeons and Dragons. So we've got the overlays for the various things that are happening. We've got dice rolling. We've got the character sheets. We've got all forms of things that are going on within that. The whole process is designed to make the experience obviously that much better, but the smoothness, so that you don't actually have to roll dice, you don't have to total them up, this is all being done for it. So the Dungeon Master can express properly what he is feeling that needs to go on, and of course the characters can react in kind. Here, we are delving deep into, well, for the purposes of this, we have essentially built an engine that understands the theoretics of Dungeons and Dragons rules. Those rules are not expressed, however, in code. They're expressed in a Google Sheet, which we read from. So Mark can discover a new set of facts about Dungeons and Dragons, write it into the sheet, and the engine will interpret that live. Okay? So here we're now talking about the properties of, the properties of spells in this one case, and various other things.
Yeah,
yes,
I think it's good.
Specific. Yes,
we're using right now. We're using reflection. We're using reflection right now to get the return types of actual properties in C# classes to see if they match the expected type for a parameter in a call. Right. So we're creating a code completion engine so we can write the rules of Dungeons and Dragons in C# and attach those to spells and items, things like that. That's what we're doing.
The piece I missed was that we've actually moved on from writing these rules directly into Google Sheets. We're now using a program that Mark is writing, which has an IDE effectively built into it. So you select the event within Dungeons & Dragons that, what's going to happen, so when the spell gets cast, and you get to specify this effect should fire on screen, this audio should be played, these are the relative distances from the start of the event that should happen at. And so what we're doing here is we're augmenting the IDE that he is using to express that.
Look at that, Rory.
Hey!
It's a beautiful day. Last Amount's here. Hello, voices in my head. Nice to hear you again.
Welcome, Copperbeardy.
Welcome, Last Matt. Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here, kids. Okay, so we're doing some reflection up here. We're an interrogation of the type that's passed in. I want to change the name of this to that. So if the type is an enum, then the expression type is going to be of type enum, and the type name is going to be type name. Good. And we return. Then we're going to come down here and say, hey, if, I don't know, how do I find out if it's a number? Type dot is primitive? Okay. I'm going to say if it's not as primitive, then we're going to return. Then I think I have to just do comparisons on the type name all the way down. I think. Maybe a switch on the name, like that. And so we're going to say case of, is it going to be int 32? I'm not sure what this is going to be coming in here. We'll set a breakpoint here. and we're going to come in at the end. We're going to say, and we'll see what these are, and we'll build the case statement when we get in here. So get type details is there. We've got to call here and here. That's 2 places. Let's keep going. Do I need... This actually should not be here. This should not be in the D&D spell property. This should be in another class. I think I'm going to create a new class called Type Helper.
Okay.
We're going to make it static. We'll put that back in there. We'll get rid of the constructor. We'll make this public and static like that. There's my get type help, my get type details. Take that out to its own piece. Now come back. There's my paste there. Put it down here as well. Okay, so now I've got that. Now I want to go, I'm going to copy this clipboard just in case because I think I'm going to use it again. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, here's another one. Now we're going through, where are we in? We're in character property. We're getting the property info on it right there. Here's where we add it. Okay, so yeah, we need the same kind of thing here. This one's going to go down for field info. There's that one. And the next line is going to be very similar to the one we had before. So we're going to say enum type name is equal to that. We're going to say type is equal to expression type. Like that. This goes here. And then I just need to make this be property info. Okay, so I think that's closer. We still are not. I hear we're doing an add range on it. I think what we really need to do, well, okay, we're doing an all known tokens, adding range property completion info. This now has the expression type on it and the enum type name. Get all known tokens is there. And now we go through them, and here's where we want to use this expected enum type. So I'm going to set a breakpoint here as well. Last one says, too bad the D&D live streams are so late. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, if you're, it's like that show and this show have 2 different audiences almost, because they're like,
yeah.
You know.
Still, with the globe as it is, somebody had to have it late for them, and it was going to be whoever was furthest from Mark, I guess.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, it is late. It is late. We've got Surly Dev is over there in the UK. I think we got a couple people waking up in the middle of the night to watch the show, which is crazy. But we should do a day show, says Sex Positive. All right.
With foam cannons and CO2 canisters.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, by the way, guess who caught me on Amazon looking at, or actually it wasn't Amazon, it was YouTube, looking at remote controlled giant flame producers, just fireball producers. That was Sex Positive who caught me. She's not even in the room. I thought she was here in the room. She's not here. She's somewhere in the house. I don't know. Yeah.
Somewhere in the house. Chat.
I had this awesome, I was like, oh my God, this is so easy to remotely control just giant poops of flame that I could bury these in the backyard and just have fireballs shooting up. Yeah, Mr. Smoothie says DMX controlled stuff is fun. Yeah, well, I wanted to do it via DMX. It seems like a fun thing to explore on the show. So I was trying to figure out how to...
I see you trying to reshoot one of these war films where there's someone running through a field and explosions going off either side.
It's just pure fire. It's not an explosion, but it's definitely, you don't want to be caught in it, right?
Sure.
But it's also, you know, the you know, it's the méchant in me. This is a French word, but the devilishly gleeful in me wants to say, kids, we got a new game. It's called tag. It's called fireball tag. And let me show you how it works.
Tag. Yeah.
Dad sits here with all the hands on the buttons, and your job is to run fast. So what? Hello?
Hi, what are you talking about?
Just being a good dad, that's all.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Why are you coming in?
No.
She says no. Anyway, she walked in, and I've got this look on my
Short
face
for
like
not only, right?
I could. What'd you say, Rory?
Said no. That's short for not only, as in that, yes, and other things.
Rory says that's short for not only, as in yes and to that, yes and other things. Not only that, fireball's going off. Yeah, I was thinking,
Rory?
how do I get a show where hey, what are you doing?
Rory, you are flirting with disaster, my friend.
You just knocked off
I'm
my.
a long way away. I'm safe.
Girl, you knocked out my lights, babe.
Wow, look at why is my hair so big?
Smoothie says busted.
It's like Donna Summer in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are busted. There's no explosions. Do you know how tight everything is compacted in this room? If you do an explosion,
Yeah, I can't do it in this room.
you literally have fabric over your head right now.
But I was imagining another. I see you're in trouble finger floating around in there, says Copper Beardy.
Mage
Yeah,
hand.
that's
no.
But it was beautiful. The fireball was like 15 feet tall, and it was really beautifully. It was using car starter fluid
Yeah.
as just a can of it, and I was like, oh, it's brilliant. And just like
I'm going to say that a fire is not an explosion, but the spark to start a fire is, and none of it belongs in my house.
Yeah, no, I'd put it outside.
Yeah?
Yeah, the backyard.
Do you want to build a fire pit, actually? Maybe
No,
I'll let you do that.
I wouldn't know. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to do
I'm
that
gonna
at
build
all.
a fire pit then.
You know, Karen's always like, oh, let's take your smart brain and go hang up some pictures. She's always like, why don't you go fix the toilet?
You know who does a lot of things around the house? Not Mark Miller.
Oh my God.
No,
really?
look at your little baby
Wow.
hands.
Wow. Wow.
These are the hands of a coder.
I am just trying to write some code now, okay? This is like an official Dev Express show. Let me write some code.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to go mix cement and make some actual stuff
Good.
that exists outside of my
Because
computer.
she doesn't do many projects around the house.
I do projects around the house all the time. Oops.
This one of your projects
believe it.
harassing me?
Hi.
You're really close. I think we're violating the Twitch guidelines.
I know. Look,
you're
when I
in my
come
space.
you go away, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to use personal distance here. Gotta get socially
Can I
responsible
just-
distance.
What happens if I...
No. Build a fire pit that shoots up fire in the air. Believe me, Mr. Smoothie, I thought of it and considered it, and I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. I want to do it, I want to do it both safely and make it really cool, and I just don't think I have the space to do that.
You've
But
got a very short amount of time before a 4th of July fire pit is,
yeah, there's just no time. I'm in Costa Rica,
Not a lot of time.
so to get all that in here is just not going to happen. But it's like I'm mulling over the idea. I need a safe place. Like I was thinking, what if I built a theater for the fireball?
Okay.
Right? So I've got concrete walls around the outside of it. I've got it so you can't get into the space. And then it's behind me somehow. So it's a different, I'd have to do it. I wouldn't have a green screen behind me. I'd have it right behind me, safe distance away. But you could shoot off fireballs during the show. That would be kind of cool.
Sex Positive has found a way back to the chat room and says, I want to hang swings over the fire pit. What do you think?
No, you're not helping. This is worse than me. This is dangerous. We can't do this.
This is a very cunning strategy on Sex Positive's part. She figures if she can go even more outrageous, you'll have to drag her back to center, and now you'll have switched roles.
This is actually super cool. Last Man says, how about a volcano like one season American movie science fair project? This is actually what I what I love about this. What I want to do is I want to take this idea and crank it up to 11. I want to actually I want to hijack one of my kids' science fair projects, create a volcano, but instead of shooting lava out, we hook up both a fireball and one of that giant foam thing that just shoots out, fills the room with foam. And we just
Nice.
turn it on and we're like, whoopsie, like that. That's what we do. Because, we're really good at saying,
Oopsie doodle.
oopsie doodle. That's what we say on this show. Sometimes we also say,
Sorry-ish.
yeah. Ask him how he cooks hot dogs. Oh, Rory. Actually, this is an interesting story. So my son has to do he got behind on some physics and he had to do some catch up. So I spent some time with him over the weekend, helping him out with physics, and we're studying electronics.
Okay.
And we're looking at the assignment in the book, and the assignment says, well, here's what you need. You need a power supply and you need a nichrome wire. And I'm like, dude, we have these from when I was doing explosions on my stream. We have both of these in the house. We can do this experiment right now. So we build the experiment, we do it, and then later he's like, I wonder if we can cook a hot dog with this nichrome wire. And I'm like, oh, we can cook a hot dog. We just need more power. So I build something that basically plugs into the wall, takes the AC and routes both ends of it to the hot dog. Essentially what we do, through forks. So the hot dog's hooked on 2 forks. The forks are wrapped in the wire. I plug it in. We cook it for about 1 minute and 36 seconds. This hot dog is sizzling up from the electrical current going through it. I say, this is why you don't want to get electrocuted, by the way. That's dangerous, right? We film it, we eat it, and then because he's in physics, he's able to then take Ohm's law, throw it at it. He measures the resistance of the hot dog, figures out how much current is through it, then uses another equation, I'm not sure what it is, for current and number of elementary particles going through and the electron charge. So he figures out the coulombs and the number of particles that went through it, something like 1.8 times 6 to the 16th number of particles while it was cooking. And he does that for his project.
Nice.
So we did that. So we cooked hot dogs using electricity over the weekend.
Did the hot dogs give up the information after being tortured like that?
They did. Holy cow. By the way, this is not the first time I've created giant science fair projects that are scary. I created a Tesla coil that was almost as tall as the room, right up to the ceiling.
We almost died.
We almost died with the Tesla coil. It felt like it. Like you could feel you were in the room 10 feet from the Tesla coil.
Your hair stood up.
Everything said, your hair said your heart is skipping at a different beat when you're in the presence of this
That's
thing.
a little worrying.
It was totally worrying. We're like, okay, let's take out we're like standing, we are like I say, I'm not kidding you, we are like 7 feet away from the Tesla coil holding on to a fluorescent light, and the light is lit up in your hand. No wires going into it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a little bit like maybe we made it too big. But you don't know these things. Oh, look who's here. Shirley's here.
Surly Daz is in the house.
Yeah. Shirley was asking, just what hair did you feel standing on end exactly? I don't know if I can say this or not, but I have one hair on my bottom. That was it. I never shaved it. Never cleaned it.
My God.
Should I not say that? I can't say that on the show.
That's why kids cry at the science.
So don't forget, shit, kids. This show is brought to you by.
Dev Express.
Right. And
Okay, we don't need to
that's the last show we'll ever do, probably. This Trans-Siberian Orchestra is a gigantic one for their shows. What are you talking about? A Tesla coil.
I think.
Holy cow. Yeah, no, it was worrisome. Being in the presence of this Tesla coil, you were like, oh man, I feel like my internal organs are melting. I think this might be bad. Right? How long did Tesla live? Did he die of like internal organ failure? The production team behind the curtain disagrees, says Frank. Hey Frank, how you doing? Welcome out here. Okay, what are we doing? We're running now. We're about to test what we wrote. We are testing to see if we can limit. We haven't actually written all the code yet. But I got, is it in Fireball I wrote it? Yeah, I've got an add damage resistance call. So when I type the letter A here, we're going to go to our breakpoint. We're expecting an enum type here. And what's going on here? This is add D&D properties starting with, and we're not using this. So what do we got? Property completion info. Here we go. So what I want to do is something like this. I want to say, hey, look, if expected enum type dot, oh, it's a type, is not null, then I want to come and do a check on here. And I want to say, if property completion info dot type equals expression type.enum. By the way, this is the first time in my life I've ever used this syntax because I really wanted the word enum here. Then, okay, we're getting closer. And maybe we'll do this. If it's not equal to it, then I'm going to say continue. Like that. So if the expected enum type is an enum, not null, then we better get an enum type down in here. Next, I want to say, then I want to come in and say, if this dot enum type name equals, if it's not equal to that, then I want to say continue. And I think that's going to get us where we want to be. So we should, if we have any that match the type, we'll stop right here. And otherwise, we're going to get out here. I have a feeling we might get out because we're just going through, what are these? These are the all known tokens? What are these in here? All right. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got out. We got through. We got to here. So what is it? It's damage type. Less damage taken. Okay, cool. Sweet. So that would be a valuable thing we'd want to show. And now we're out. Yeah. We didn't hit the other breakpoints. So that means if I type in L, oh, why didn't I see last damage taken? I don't understand that.
Any possibility our data's at fault?
Let's try again. Oh, starts with L. It's not, is it?
Oh, the name should still be accurate. Yeah, okay.
It's not a lowercase though.
Oh.
I think that's my problem. To lower. I think that's what I need to do. And so now when we get out of here, we're going to add it. That's it. I think that was a problem. So one more time. L. Looks like the breakpoint needs to be cleared. Okay, one more time. L. Yeah, look at that. Nice. So I can specify lightning damage or last damage taken. That's super cool. Okay, kind of damage. I guess I would type in M. There's magical. N is non-magical. And then A is all. Or any. Oh, also look, I found another one, attacking kind. See that? So I can grab that other reference. That's nice.
Do we have a facility for calling up the code completion like that without necessarily having a first letter?
I don't think we do.
In Visual Studio, we'd go control space and it would just bring up everything.
Let's add it. Yeah, let's do it. Control.
Because I was thinking those damage types are great if you know which ones you're trying to head for. So they help you complete something that you've got in mind, but it doesn't necessarily present you with the complete list, which would be quite handy.
No, I'm with you 100%. Where's the IDE? Did I have an IDE? Oh, there it is right there. Shortcuts. We want to create a shortcut. We're going to say, I guess, space. Modifiers, control space. And the command is going to be show code completion. I think that's what it's going to be. I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. No parameters, no context. It's always available. Okay. Now we need a command. We need to do that. That's going to be in our up here in the ID section here of our project. Commands. So we have two so far. This is what they look like. They just basically, it's got an execute function where we're going to do something on it. So I'm going to close down the app. And I'll do a selection increase and then duplicate the selection, paste in that piece right there. I think I'm going to do nothing here. Let me just double check that. This is, are we always sending out? I'm looking for where we're creating these and finding these. parameter list. Yeah, there'll be no parameters in it, so it'll just call it straight in. So we don't need anything else here. We can use no parameters there. Good. And I'm just hitting escape here because I'll probably take all of this. Actually, wait, how do I do that? I've already got a text command in my code templates that brings up the show. Oh wait, this is show tooltip. That's not what I want. How do I bring up code completion? Let's see. How many channels do you mod? You asking me? Oh, that's asking Surly Deb. Okay. Surly's asking you something. Karen, did you see that?
Yeah, of course I did. Wait, what? Sorry.
Go in the chat room.
None.
Surly says, I can imagine that Las Vegas is jealous of any light show Mark puts on. No, not really. You know what I'm jealous of? I'm jealous of the Cirque du Soleil folks.
I love Cirque du Soleil.
They've got some amazing custom equipment in there that is super impressive, right? You're doing a show live, right?
Yep.
People's lives it's mission critical. People's lives are on the line. Everything's got to work correctly. I'm super impressed with their shows and what they do. They've got like technology that lifts people up, brings people to the right spots, all of that.
Changes the floor.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And you've got to be able to do all of that without hurting anybody, keeping everybody safe. So, yeah.
And it's still that impressive, even though you're putting all that safety in place.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I love their shows. Okay, so that's not going to be where we want to be. I think it's going to be in text completion engine. Yeah, I think we're just going to call complete identifier is what I think we're going to do. Although complete identifier is expecting the identifier left. I'm not sure what's going to happen when we pass in an empty string here. There might be something, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call complete identifier from this. I have to do it on the instance. On the instance of the class, which is the text completion engine right there.
Oh no, Cirque du Soleil filed for bankruptcy.
Oh no, because they're not doing any shows.
Right.
Ah, it's so sad.
So there's a lot of people in that unfortunate position at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard Karen, Cirque du Soleil just filed for bankruptcy. Invoke code completion is here. Oh, Mr. Smoofy said it. I didn't see that. What's character left? Interesting. Getting the text. So this is expecting a character off to the side. Text entered. This is if I enter a character. Last key press is if identifier key. Yeah, I think we need a separate call to complete identifier. That's what I think we need. So I'm going to make this public. There's my complete identifier call. Let's go back over to here. It's passing in a text area. I think I want to move type to file on show code completion. I think I need more data here is what I need. Passed into execute. Let's see who's calling execute. Execute command is coming from shortcut binding. Nobody's calling it here. Oh, you know why? Because, hold on. Because we were doing some edit and continue work here, and and we needed to change things up. I'm going to rename that to execute command there. All right, who's calling this? There we go, text area key down. There's where we get the match. We're inside the text completion engine. So I want to pass in, so I'm going to use CodeRush here to do a couple things quickly. I'm going to choose add parameter. I'm going to pass in this, okay, like that. So watch how quick and easy this is right now to go through this and modify these. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to choose this as the name, like that. Hit enter. Now I've got that. Come down in here. I'm going to choose add parameter, paste, enter, 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 enter. It's updating all the calls for me, and I'm done, right? I suppose I should also reorder the parameters because I want to actually have the, I want to do this and just do this and this like that. And now I've got the text completion engine coming in. So now in show code completion, I can take all of this, which I don't need, selection, increase that, delete, and then say complete identifier.
That's nice.
Maybe even rename this to show completion UI. Show completion window. Like that. I don't know. That might work. I think that's all I have to do. Code editor command. I think this is going to be loaded up automatically. Is that true? No, I'm not seeing. Where are these added? Oh, I know where they are. They're added when we bring in the shortcuts. So we're going to look for a class with the same name. That's how it's added. So this is going to happen when we bring in the shortcuts. So I think that's all we have to do. Let's try it. Certainly asked a while back, is that why you had to move to Costa Rica? Are you talking about the, oh shoot, I did a rename really fast. Let's see what we got here. Well, look at them. It looks like it's only 4. Do I want to undo or do I just want to fix this? Okay. I'm going to call this, I'm going to go back to, how bad is it if I call this complete code? And I think those are the 2 changes that we needed here in this file. And then over in this one, we need to do that complete code. I think that might solve that problem.
Let's see how it works.
Initializing player data. I'm going to bring this up on screen as soon as that's done. And then control space. We're in the expression evaluator.
That's pretty deep.
We're looking at a call to get string passing in empty string.
Okay.
I think that might be part of it. All right. Let's go fix get stir. I want to say, hey, look, if How am I not getting IntelliSense here? Let's kill the app a second. No IntelliSense? There we go. Gonna do that. Let's get sure. I want to look at, just in case, I think I want to add the same kind of defensive stuff here on get bool. Get double. Get int. Actually, let's copy this one because I think we might have a couple numbers here. And then do we have it? So we got the protection for do. Get of type T. We're going to say default of T. Okay. All right. Is that all of them? And then get. I guess we'll do one more here, which is going to return null. Okay. So we've added that. Let's run it again. There it is, initialize player data.
That worked.
Probably. We'll see.
We'll see. Fireball. Add damage resistance. Control space.
Awesome.
What? My parameter list, but it's empty parameter.
Ah.
Trying to decide what to do on this here. All right, I think I'm going to kill it and fix it. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my show code completion, parameters, and I'm just going to do this. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if that's the right way. That may not have been the best solution to it. Need to figure out the delay to time the commands better. Wait, what is Lasmat talking about?
So Lasmat had bang worked and bang awesome,
Oh,
and was trying to have them occur just as the code worked correctly. I'm assuming.
okay. Got it. Okay.
There's a slight lag on their stream.
Okay. I wonder if there's an option I can change for that. All right, let's go to code. Let's go look at it again. Fireball, on casting, control space. Well, control space is not doing anything, but I think that we're actually getting here. Let's try it. Yeah, we're getting here. It's just that I think we have to adapt things for what happens when this is now empty. Because I think what's happening, yeah, here we go. Is null or white space token left to caret? We're getting out early. And I think instead we just need to see, hey, is our data going to be 0? So let's delete that. Let's continue and just see what we get here as we come down this. So we got like 10 items. That's good. I'm going to run it. Now we don't see them because I think we went away. Let's try it again. Control space. Oops. Go to the breakpoint. Try one more time after we do this. There we go. But I don't see the other one, the last. Oh, no, wait, maybe it wasn't for this one. No, wait, there was one that started with an L. Wasn't there? L? See, now we see it. Look. Go back.
Yep.
And it's not there. Now we hit an L and it shows up. Right? These 4 are coming from the enum. I'm not seeing the enum type. I want to fix that. Right there. Those are coming from the enum. But this one is coming from that active character property, last damage taken, which is exactly what I want. I just want to see it at the very beginning when it comes in, which means there's still something we're not getting here. Let's go find that and fix that. Complete code. Get completion provider details.
Lassamat asks, is this all in C# or is the graphic stuff in something else? Well, we've got a combination going here. C# for the back end, JavaScript by way of TypeScript in the front end, and some SignalR to combine the two. But a lot of the graphical assets have been made in Adobe Premiere by Mark, and he's cobbled together things from all over the place. He's got assets coming in from all kinds of places that he's used to create some of this stuff.
Yeah. I'm showing some of them right now. So these assets here are done in TypeScript that you're seeing right here. Fred's hands, when he talks with his hands, that's also coming through in TypeScript using a TypeScript engine. Same thing with Surly Dev's drone flying around in the coins. So we did all of that, right, Fred? That was a lot of work. It was. There it is. Fred's planning on something. He's thinking about some code he wants to write or something like that. Yeah, so we've got a lot of that code. That code is out there. The die rolls as well is out there in TypeScript land. So I can come in here and say, let's say, throw out 34 D12s with fire damage. That's all TypeScript. Yeah, it's beautifully done. 115 damage with 30-something dice. A little bit extreme, more than you'd want to be throwing out, I think, normally. Let's clear those dice. The clearing effects, you can see those are all in TypeScript. This is all in TypeScript. Everything that's happening there. Okay, let's try to break my system. Let's throw out a bunch of dice. 44 D12 superiority dice. Yeah, it doesn't really get to 44. I've got some hard-coded limit somewhere that I added in here in terms of number of dice to throw out. You're starting to see
a limit we're never likely to notice.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a frame rate. I saw a little bit of a frame rate slowdown. Just the slightest amount of janky on the dragons.
It's holding up pretty well.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so I want to come back over here and I want to figure out why, when I hit Control Space, am I not seeing the, I think I can set the breakpoint here and kind of trace through. I'm not exactly sure where. Nope, that wasn't it. Code completion if needed. Show completion window, complete code. That's what I'm looking for. Here's what I want to be, where I want to be. That function starting with, add D&D properties starting with. So here we go. Token left, add enum entries. And so completion data, what's inside completion data? It's got, those are the entries right there. Those are from the enum. Add function starting with, I don't think there are any that return this type. I think it's in the D&D properties. Let's actually step in here though. Get function starting with, I want to step inside of here. I want to see when token left a caret, get function starting with. Let's go down, drill into that. I think I want to say, hey, look, if this is a, if is null or white space, that thing, then I want to just say, hey, return functions. I want to return all functions, dot to list. That's what I want to do. So I'm just kind of doing that there. Let's get out of here. Get out of here. I think we can get out of here. And then you can drill into the next one here. So here we're checking to see if it starts with it. So here's what I want to do is say, hey, look, if it's is null or white space, oops, or the property name starts with it. Did I don't know if I did this or not. I want to go back. I want to go back to where I was. Hold on a second. Add function starting with. get D&D functions with, starting with. Get functions starting with. Let's make sure I did a lower on it. I am doing a lower. Okay, good. I just want to make sure we had the lower in there. I think this fixes it. I'm just going to run, and let's clear the breakpoint and run it one more time. I don't see it. If I type in L, I see last damage taken. I don't see it here. All right, one more time. It should be, I think, in here. Last damage taken should be there. So control space. What did I miss? Do I really have a last damage taken in here? Oh, there's a ton of these.
There's a attribute you can put on the type. I think it's the debugger display, which will allow you to configure the string that appears in that rather than the complex object that you can expand.
Yeah, is that something I can do while I'm editing and continue though, Roy?
I'm not sure it is, to be honest. It's a shame. I'm imagining it wouldn't take advantage of that. But whenever I've got a long list like that, you're right. It's too much trouble to find the right one and get in there.
All right, I'm going to throw a code rush issue out into this here. I hit the CR issue start command, but I haven't seen it come out.
No,
what's that secret? Looks like my Stream Deck may need to be restarted here. Hold on.
Okay, so just whilst Mark figures that out, Mr. Smoothie has a question about what I was just saying. Essentially, there is an attribute. I think it's called debugger display or something similar. If you do a search on Google, you'll find it. And if you put it on a class, a custom class you've made yourself, you get to define a string which will be emitted into the quick watches. So if you happen to have 3 properties on your class that are key and you don't really worry too much about the rest of them, and rather than this complex object statement, you'll get a list of that string pulling those 3 properties in, and it makes comparisons of those lists so much simpler.
So I just marked Roy, let me just talk to the devs for a second. So Surly says, hi devs, how you doing? So I just marked it. I'm marking an issue for the devs. I want the debug visualizer to be able to allow me to, when I'm confronted with a list of items like this, to be able to filter, right? To be able to like hit a shortcut, like maybe Control F when I'm in this state here, or alternatively when I'm in the debug visualizer piece for it right now, right? And I've got it. I want to be able to filter and find on an individual property in here. I want to be able to find on a name. I want to see is there a name in here that starts with an L, for example. That's what I'm looking for. That's the feature request. Let me put this in here. I think it's in debug visualizer. Search through a list for items matching search tags. For items in any, I almost want to say in any or specified field, properties or fields. So I can say I want to restrict the search to just this field, or you put that in the chat room. That's going to close up that issue. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so something in here doesn't seem to be working here. If you are definitely getting down to here. Well, let's see what's going on here when we get down here. So when we get down to, this name is last damage taken. So is null or white space, that should be true. This should be added. It is added. Okay, maybe it's not here, then the problem doesn't seem to be here. Well, I don't even get this now. It should totally be there. We should be seeing it. Let's get out of here. completion data has got 10. The last item should be the one we just did. The last damage taken. It's there. Okay, why is it? I don't understand why I'm not seeing it. Is it just?
Is it possible that we're
scrolled
only
off?
showing the first N items?
It's scrolled
and
off
it's
screen.
off the bottom.
It's off the bottom. That's it.
There we go. It works.
Let's sort these. Why is condition in here? Condition must be a property. It doesn't say what it is. So this is, it says it's an active character property. This one does not. Oh, wait. I think this is something I added to the enum. That's what I think it is. You know, I want to pursue one more bug while we're here.
Unfortunately, Mark, we've hit that time of the day where I'm afraid I'm going to have to depart.
This is for you, Rory. This is for all your awesome you've given us.
Jetsom's been hovering over that for I don't know how long.
That's funny
It was
because
so quick.
well, he did that as soon as I did. He may have done it at the same time I did. I hit the button over here because I was like, let's do this. So.
Dear, oh dear. All right, well, listen, have yourself a good time. Obviously, I think you're pretty close to getting this sorted.
Look at this. Smoofy and both Smoofy and Jetsom had it typed out. Look at that. See you, Rory.
See you later, Mark. Catch you tomorrow.
All right, bye. All right, Fred. How come you never dance, Fred? Why aren't you ever dancing with us? Yeah, double Rory party. You got 2 in because I hit the button, which doesn't count, and then you guys got yours, which is you get 1 every 15 minutes or something like that. Okay, I kind of want to, I don't know. I'm a little torn between how I want to do this. The order is currently in the declaration order for the enums. I wonder where we're getting condition from. I want to answer the question, where are these things from? Why does the enum not have the enum name in it? I want to find that out. Why does that not have the enum name? Let's go look at that. We want to go find, what was it, enum. Looking for a class. Gosh, I got a lot of stuff called enum here, more than I was expecting. There it is, up at the top. I want to go look at when I'm creating damage type. I think I want to just step into this thing. I think we've got to restart to get that call to go. Let's restart it. Codebase Alpha says he'll pay us 93,000 channel points for you to get Fred to do the Codebase Alpha dance. All right, let's go look inside here and see what's happening. I want to step into this. What?
Hugo.
Hugo's here.
The house.
Hugo, buddy. We haven't seen Hugo in a while. How you doing, my friend? Good to have you here. Jetsom says, I'll donate my 75K to that. Good, good, good. What's going on? This is the ancestor for it. Wait, are we just... I'm just hitting F11 right now, and I seem to be going in what appears to be a circle. But I think, and I can't get out of it, I'm hitting Shift F11, F10. What is going on here? Where am I? I'm going to set a breakpoint here and here. And maybe just even here, run and... Oh yeah, I'd gone through all of these. So it's just creating new instances of these. Okay, adding them. variables add variable, so we've got them now. Name is null. Damage type. That's the one I was looking at there. Here we go. Could this be related? Maybe not. I'm looking to see why we don't see what that I think I know what it is here. Yeah. So we turn the list back there. That's not really my problem space here. Also, nobody's calling this. Throw the breakpoint here, see what we get to. Starting up. Shirley's leaving. That time of day. He'd take some dinner to my mom's. I will be back in a party. Command cooldown period or quicker. All right. Cool. Shirley, thanks so much. Hold on. Missed some stuff in the chat room here. I've been dealing with work VPN, which is quite authoritarian. Found a workaround. Sadly, only one monitor at home. How can you live like that? 2 cans and some damp string. I don't call it a living. That's how. Wow. My condolences. My condolences too, Hugo. I mean, it's 27-inch iMac, but desk space is cramped using virtual desktops for a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so interesting. So I used to work and develop on my laptop, which is sitting to my left right now. And I've got it closed right now. So the laptop used to be one of my 4 monitors, but now I've only got 3 monitors connected to wires going down to my desktop machine on the floor. And I'm looking at my closed laptop space, and I'm thinking I might throw a monitor right behind it, is what I'm thinking. And then the other cool thing about that is I can still lift up the laptop, use its monitor if I need to, if I wanted to use a secondary machine for the stream, like run, for example, a Dungeons and Dragons map on the other machine and have that in the background. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Let's initialize this player data. Can't even stream Unity Game Dev with one. You got the book, gotta stream it now. 34-inch. Deepwater's heading out. All right, got a meeting in 5 minutes. Deepwater, see you. Thanks so much. You had 3 24-inch monitors that work. Yeah, you know, I've always worked with long and wide monitors or tall and narrow monitors, but I've never worked with something, you know, with more of a square aspect ratio, and it's kind of potentially an interesting idea. I use mouse without borders and have the laptop as a secondary machine running off the same keyboard and mouse. Surly, I think I'm going for that. Yeah, I've used mouse without borders in the past, I think, and I've forgotten about that. That's actually a really good idea. So you just move the mouse over and now you're on the other machine, right? And and the keyboard's connected to the other machine. That's a great idea. I'm like doing that, installing that later today. Okay, let's come in here, see what's going on. This is kind of interesting. completion data here. The description is empty here. I think this is my problem. I think I want to do something like this. I just want to tap Genix reference on the new identifier completion data piece that's coming in here. So here the description is, we can see where we're getting this from. Whoops. Where are we getting, hold on. So we're only getting one thing, the D&D properties starting with. We are grabbing, oh, the enum entries are here. Interesting. So we're not actually specifying that type that it's coming from here. This is where I want to change it right here. Enum entries none. I'm going to say, this is my description, and my description is going to be name dot enum entry. So this is going to give me, by passing the second parameter in here, this should work to now give me the enums, tell me what they are when I hover over them. Okay, there you go. So now you can see it's damage type bludgeoning cold. So we need to see that the enum that we're grabbing it from. That's what I wanted to show. Next question is, do I want these sorted in alphabetical order? I don't think I do, because I can just start typing things in to get the pieces I need. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So now we have, here's what we've done. We've got restricting parameter suggestions to only those of the correct type. Does this work? It works for enums. But does it work for ints and bools? And bools and strings? I don't think it does yet. Yeah. So this is, I just hit control space and everything's coming up. I want to see only the ints, only things that return an int. Let's see if we can make that work. we're calling this expected enum type, but it's really just the expected type for that parameter number. Right here, I'm doing the additional check to see if it's an enum. But I don't think I want to do that. Movie night, last minute. All right, go have a fun movie night there. See you in a bit. Can we close the chat overlay to see the code better? We can do that. My apologies. That should take care of that. Sometimes that chat overlay is on the other side over there. Apologies there for that. So I think I missed it, but what happened in the end to the GPU, CPU, and cooler dilemma? Last minute, it looks like you asked a question. I'm asking reverse order, and you've just stepped out. I'll answer that next time you come back. Short answer is we fixed all of that with a new machine. Yeah, new cooling system built into the PC, or left it as it was. We've got a new cooling system is in. Everything was good. Everything is good now. So I'm going to wait, what's going on here? I think I want to change this to just be expected type. Let's kill what we're running. Here's my expected type. Now, if it's an enum, then I can get my enum entries if I want to. I don't need this line of code here. Simplifies that a little bit. So now I've got an expected type. I'm going to re-architect this here. I'm going to pass this in instead. All right, so let's get this out of here. Let's get out of here. And in complete code, we're going to do this first. When you get that, we're going to now pass that in. Pass it into here as well. There it is right there. Now we don't need to do this out anymore. Okay, those two now are set. Expected type, we don't need that returned anymore. Next, we're going to take this and I think we're going to pass it in here. No add parameter here. Is that because it doesn't know what this is? That might be the problem. Try that. Now let's try add parameter. There it is. Okay, one there, one here. Just jump back. Now I want to get rid of that secondary parameter because I don't need it anymore. Expected enum type. And I think I just want to pass it in here too. Add parameter there. Yeah. Okay, now we can remove this parameter. Okay, working our way back out. Remove this parameter. Wait, what's happening here? Expected type here. Okay, good. Working our way back out. I'm just calling that. Okay, remove that parameter. Did I get them all? Did I change that architecture the way we wanted to? So we gotta build. Build succeeded. Okay, good. Let's run it. See if it still works. Also, we... What? It's really fast. Cool. Welcome, Surly. Glad you're back. Time to cut a rug, Fred. Fred, why aren't you dancing, man? Why don't you dance during this? I'm the only one dancing. Cut a rug. Time to cut a rug, Fred. Yeah, that's a phrase. It means, raid. We got a raid? Where's the raid? Did I miss it? Raid, raid, raid. Wait, oh, you know what? I'm looking in the wrong thing over here. Brian Lagunas, raiding with Party of 18. Brian, thanks for the raid, buddy. Welcome, everybody. And now, with the real raid, we got to do the party spell. We got to do the party scene. Party override button, kids. I can hit the button over here. We can do that party anytime. Welcome, everybody. Thanks, Brian, for the raid. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are in the middle of, you know, doing our Dungeons and Dragons stuff that we often do here. I'm going to roll out like a bunch of 22 cold dice right here. Throw those out. This is something we built on the show. Our 3D dice roller with 3D effects on that for Dungeons and Dragons. Let's throw a 12d12 using the force damage. See those things rolling around. Really great. We also did sound effects for that, all of that. Everything you're seeing on here on the live stream is stuff we built on the show. Kids, give us a follow if you have not done that yet here at the Code Rush channel. Also, if you like Dungeons and Dragons and you like crazy over-the-top comedy, follow us over here at twitch.tv/DragonHumpers. Twice a week, me and a bunch of friends get together and we do Dungeons and Dragons. Really funny stuff using all the stuff we built on the show. Right now, we're working on, let me close down the scroll here so we can see some of the stuff. We're working on our WPF C# editor for code that's executed when we cast a spell, for example. And so I should be able to come in here And I'm trying to see if we can restrict the amount of assistance that occurs, the IntelliSense that comes up in our editor. I'm trying to see if we can do that. So cool. If we can do that in with our IntelliSense. That's what I'm trying to do. So what I want to do is I want to hit Control Space here and see if we can only restrict this to numbers. I don't think it's going to work yet, but I think we're going to get maybe closer. Well, now nothing's coming up, so it's definitely worse. All right. Let's see if we can drill into that. Let's see. We just made an architectural change too. I want to see if, do we have the other stuff working? Oh, that's a null right there. Yep, that was expected. Okay. Add damage resistance. So this stuff still works. Good. So we can come in and write this code. So we're just looking at our IntelliSense right here. It's showing up here for the different pieces inside of our editor. So we've got an editor that it does syntax highlighting. It's got snippets, code snippets. It's got shortcuts as well. So I can, for example, select multiple lines of code, hit the slash key, comment it out, uncomment. All of this stuff is defined out inside of a spreadsheet. Do I have the other spreadsheet here? Here we go. Got the ID stuff over here, so I've got my shortcuts on this page and templates over here. We're loading from the Google Sheet, bringing that in. All right, so let's go back and figure out why when I bring up code completion here, nothing comes up. That's what I want to find out. So I think I called the function complete code, if I recall correctly. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's do this and see what happens when we get here. So I'm going to just hit Control Space. Completion data, expected provider details. I'm hoping this is the type is a string. That doesn't look right to me. It says the active call method call name is add sound. Is that right? Yeah, but I'm in the second parameter. That should not be a string. Let's go double check the add sound function. This is for adding a sound that's played. Oh, it does say string. Okay, my bad. All right, so I want to change this to type of int right there. To restart that. It's compiling. All right, initialize player data. How's everybody doing? Did you enjoy Brian's stream? What'd you guys work on? Hide that scroll. Go out to our code page. Bring up Fireball. That's what we're working on. I don't need that anymore. Control Space here. Okay, let's see what happens now. Are we going to get an int back? Good, we got an int 32 as the type. Okay, add enum entries. That should result in no new entries. Completion data is still 0, good. Add functions starting with, okay. This one, do we have any functions with a return type of int? I think we do actually, we have half. one of our functions we have is the half function. Ooh, but it doesn't have a return type specified. Let's add it and we'll restart again. Return type. Type of int, like that. Let's restart it. So half function is going to return an int. Is there anything else that returns a number? Level, that's going to return an int. Okay. Modability, that's going to return, that's a double. All right, well, we'll say return type TD. Double, I mean. And offset. Nope, that's not a return type, that's a void. So we didn't need to worry about that. Let's table access. This is going to get, I think, a string back, but it could also be a num. Now we have multiple types that we could return from here. Now I want to change return type. Let's go drill into the return type a second. Let's create a separate version of this that takes in, instead of a type coming in, a constructor that takes an expression type coming in, which is something way simpler. So it was like, no, I needed Hugo doll. All right, so now I've got two different ways of declaring it. I like the second one a little bit better, especially for this one. So now for the table access function, I can come in and say, I want expression type rather. This can return a number or a string. Text. That's what I can get from a table. Let's go in here a second though too. I want to make sure that if we do this, we're going to say this is equal to dot unknown. Or maybe just initialize like here. And instead of doing a direct comparison here, I'm going to call a function called matches. You talking to me, Sully, when you say I'm a typical C# developer adding in stuff that isn't needed? I'm not doing that yet, I don't think. Matches, I'm going to call matches on it so we can decide whether it matches or not. Any other references to it? Yep, there's another one. Nobody's calling this function though. Get D&D properties starting with. I wonder how we lost that. It's the same code. It looks like I was starting to write something and didn't finish it. Like I was basing it on this piece up here. All right, D&D function starting with. I wanted to actually go. Any other references to that? No other references. Okay. Let's declare this. And now I want to say if type is equal to return type, then I want to say return true. Otherwise, then I'm going to do, I think I want to do this, a switch statement on type, and then we'll, and then I'll come in here. Is it a type of an int? Can I do that? Constant value is expected. All right, fine. If it's a double, if it's a decimal, int double decimal. Suppose I could keep going, but those are the main ones. Those are the three I use here. If that's the case, then we want to say return expression return type equals. Well, actually, I want to see if it has the number in it. Has flag. Like that. I think that's correct. You're never going to criticize my code? You better not, Surly. You better not. All right, so there's that one. Then we're going to check to see, hey, if it's a string, then it's got to have the flag text in it. Otherwise, if it's a Boolean, it's going to have that Boolean piece in it. We're going to say, I guess, I don't think I need this, but I'm just going to ask the question, is it an enum? If it is, then we're going to say has expression type enum. And I think we're done. Otherwise, we're going to say return false, like that. So I think that's what matches now looks like. Did I do enough? I feel like I'm a little bit, I feel like I don't have everything in my head with regards to what I need to know and do with this. What do you think, Fred? What do you think, Fred? Do you think we're good? No? No. Fine. I'm going to do the dot command here. How you doing, babe? Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. All right, over here, code, fireball, hit control space. This is Karen right here. How you doing, baby? Yeah. My little cat. There you go. It's a good cat. Hello there, Shorty. I mean, sex positives. That's Hugo Doll.
Howdy. Okay, Hugo Doll.
All right. Let me run it a second. And let me clear the breakpoint. I want to just hide the scroll for a second. Look at that, guys. It worked.
You know what I just found out? I found out that I'm 1.5 inches shorter than I thought I was.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
But that didn't really happen. It was just that you mistaken.
Really happened. I think
1.5 inches?
1.5 inches. I have every year at the doctor measured 5'6" and we just measured me, and apparently I'm 5'4.5" inches.
Maybe the inches here are different in Costa Rica.
In Costa Rica, due to the
barometric.
Right. That's.
You're such a scientist.
I was like, but that sounds almost right. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I bet you're only like 5'11" now.
Could be. Could be. That's why I sit on this big, tall chair here.
That's a good compensation.
She's been measuring her height in centimeters all this time. Hugo says, I'm between 5'7" and 6'9", depending on which convenience store I walk into.
That's true.
Things usually expand with heat.
Is he calling me fat?
Jeez, I don't think so. I hope not. Shirley says, I would
not.
have expected you to be taller in a hot country. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So that looks like successful, right? Where it needs a number, I can go grab a number. What's interesting, though, is I'm not getting the numeric properties. I want to get those. So it's giving me the functions, but it's not giving me the numeric properties. Let's go find out why. I think we need to add D&D properties starting with. Could it be here? So there's all my tokens. Each one's got a type. Attack num. I'm pretty sure this has a type. Don't think we're calculating the type and it's coming back with unknown. I think we need to go find that. Let's double check that. Attack num is an int. So yeah, when we grab all our tokens at the very beginning, we call get completion info on the variable. The enum value, we're getting it. Get type details. Well, we didn't finish this code. Let's set a breakpoint here. And that's probably our problem. Going to restart it, I think. Really? Is this our conclusion? This is what we think is happening? 6 positives left the building, so. Initialize player data. Can you get that breakpoint, I hope? Hoping to get a breakpoint here. Maybe as we get over to the editor, we'll see that. Control space. Okay. Get on the tokens. Here we go. Hold on. I want to report a coder's issue here. I feel like Shirley's just asking to be pulverized with those lasers. You're right. Let's see. Did I get the issue start command in? I did. Okay. Here's the issue. I have 3 properties here. 1, 2, and 3. And right here, I have what appears to be the continuation of this guy right here. Right? This, I think, comes all the way out to, there. And I don't like that. I think that we should do a ... right there. If these two are so close together, we can't see them. I think that's what we need. That's what I'm thinking. Or, if we have the space, like we do in this case, right? Does it make sense to move it up, down, away from it? Yeah, I think at the very least ... That's what I think we need to have, is right there. Let's do that, so that we don't have this situation here. That's what I don't want. Not there. Okay, that's it. Let me mark the issue. DV showing tool tips longer than available space. Dot. Let's mark that. Okay. All right, so expression type. So no, not an enum. If we're not, we are, oh, we're not a primitive? What's the type? It's a creature. Okay, that's fair. So, all right. Let's clear that breakpoint. Wait till we stop down here. Int 32. Okay. So now we're going to say int 32. If that's the case, we're going to say expression type is equal to expression type dot number. I'm gonna double this up. I'm gonna say can I do a double? What's a double? All right, let's do this instead. Default. I'm going to set a breakpoint here just to see what other pieces we get to. Okay, where is it now? It's a double. Let's come back up here. Run it. Now what do we got? Boolean. Okay, bring it back up here, run it. Oh, that's all we got. Okay, so now what's going to happen? Is that enough to make this work? If I run it? Nope, not enough. But I think we're getting closer.
Getting closer! Disclaimer! Mark doesn't know Jack!
It's a little bit true. Right, Fred? You agree, Fred? I think we're running, so Fred can't actually speak while in the middle of debugging. I think my problem is here. I think what I really want is if the type is has flag expression enum and the type doesn't match, then I think it's a continue. I think that's a better version of this, which means I think we could actually come down here and add something. Let me set a breakpoint down here, run it. What are we adding now? Attack num. What is that? I've got a property called arrow cocra. What is that? Oh, it's an enum from the languages. And that's a number. I think I'm going to want to filter those out. Aberration abysmal. Yeah, I'm getting all of my enums are coming in, and I don't want the enums in. Let's just run it. Run it. going to clear the breakpoint in a second. We're going to see what we're bringing in here. So control space. Yeah, way more than I want. I don't want any enums in here. Attack num is good, but no enums. Okay. Well, I'm actually not checking to see yet if the type matches. All right, hold on. I think I need something different here. I think I need where did I have the matches declared that I was just looking at? Got in a bunch of stuff. Okay. Coder's feature request. All right, kids, I'm looking for matches, and I'm interested in, I think it might be useful to sort, have an override on this. Is I've modified this method in the last couple minutes or whatever, that it pops up at the top there. So we sort by when the changes have occurred. I'm feeling that that's kind of useful. It's occurring to me that I can come over here and bring this up and search for matches as well. I suppose go over to my global history and look for matches. There it is right there. Yeah, but I'm kind of feeling it too, that maybe it makes sense to do it, to put that in the jump to symbol dialog. Right, whatever if I've worked on it recently, and I almost want to put a little icon in there in terms of showing me that I've recently changed it or modified it. Yeah, I think showing recently changed or modified with some icon is useful here. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Okay. I'm going to say, then I'm going to say return type. Do I have access to type helper? I do. Matches. And I want to pass in expression return type and type. So throw that over inside of type helper. Okay. So I think here we're going to say if we don't match, then we're going to say continue. I think that might be what we need. Looks like this is indicating right here that edit and continue is not working with the changes I made. I'm going to stop it and restart it. All right, what do we got that we're adding in here now? Attack num. Actions per turn, looks better. Advantage dice this roll. Armor class, looks way better. Attacking ability modifier, good, good, good. So these are just going through all of the properties that we have that are returning an integer number of some kind. Super cool. Okay. Good. And if we do it here where we are expecting a string, interesting, what is this? Wild surge. These are properties. Interesting, but why am I not getting any string properties from the player? That's looking like we're missing those now. These are defined out inside of this page. So all these are coming from here because they all return text. So that's good, but we're not finding the properties on the player that are returning text, type text, which I think my problem is here. Matches doesn't seem to be matching that. That's weird. Guess I'll set a breakpoint here. We'll get to the place where we're expecting text here. Hit Control Space. We'll see. Take a look at what we got here. That's attack num. That's unknown. Aberration is unknown. That's an enum. It's weird that these should actually have types specified ACID. Set a watch here. It's going to be faster to find it. We open this up. Turn part. Oops. Yeah, they're all kind of unknown. Okay, so that's part of our problem is that we don't have good data on the property completion info, which is loaded up here. It's coming from get completion info. Yeah, we got a problem here. And where else? This one we seem to be okay. Yeah, those are the properties. Those are loading up correctly. So we got a problem down here. That's definitely going to solve something. See how that works, if that fixes it. Wait here, I said we had a problem here. I think that is going to work here. What's wrong here? Okay, I think that's going to be better. Let's try running that. Create null. I missed that pudding. Initialize player data.
You want me to teach in another place? You want to go on with your show?
How much time do I have?
10 minutes. I can go into the other room.
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good. I want to just run it and see what the results are over here. Nope, nothing new. These are definitely getting new pieces, right? And all of these, let's see if the word name is showing up. Name is not. Good. Why don't I get access to name here though? The string is needed there. Set breakpoint here. Just gonna hit the letter N right here. Number. Set a watch for this guy. Or we can just open this up. It's down here, isn't it? There's still null and okay, there we go. Alignment string, that's a string. The type is unknown. Okay, what's going on? Why aren't we getting that correct piece in there? Get completion info. This is my enum value one. That looks like it's correct. This is for my D&D property. These are my global known props. And then these are the other properties that loaded from the file. And then finally we've got D&D spell property. Okay, those look like they're going to be correct. D&D character property. So, is get type details problematic? Maybe a string's not a primitive? Because we're not getting to this breakpoint. Maybe that's my issue. Let's try restarting. In fact, actually, I could get rid of all of this here. I don't need that. This shows player data. That's right, Fred. Do you agree, Fred? Fred? Fred, is that thumbs down you doing? What was that, Fred? What did you do, Fred? Okay, let's see what we got in here. Boom. Boom. Control space. All right. What's my type here? Creature. System string. Let's see what's going on with this. It's not a primitive, I bet. That was it right there. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to come down here. I'm just going to put in, here's the type name on that, string, okay? Put in string right here. And we're going to set the type to text. And I'm going to, where are we? I think I'm going to run it. I think I'm right here. There we go. All right, good. Now I'm going to run it. Clear that. I think I'm going to see this break though for the next time we get something unusual. I think we're okay there. I'm just going to run it now. Now, what do we got in this? Just the attack down. Actions return, active target. Here we go. Active weapon name is text. So that means we should get through and now add it. Good. Okay, good. Now I think we got a shot at this getting better results now. There we go. Active weapon name, alignment string, class level string. There we go. All of these string properties, first name. Cool. That means I could also come in here when I cast Fireball and I can say, what is it? Float text, float player text. And then I can give it something like this. Yeah, I'll be done soon. Yeah. No, I'll be done. I'm good, good, good. And the text could to show, I can come in here and say, what is it? First name, like that. Casts. And I think I can say spell name, underscore name. Not ammo count word. Spell dot name. There it is right there. And if we cast it, and if all that works, we should see, there it is. We can cast Fireball. Right? That's not bad. That's super cool. All right. So let's wrap this up because Kieran's got to teach and we're sharing this room here. So now we've got ints and bools and strings all working. We are restricting parameter suggestions to only those of the correct type. That goes in our done list right over here. Our code completion, the changes we made are really, really good. And I'm feeling pretty good about that. The table for available columns. I think we got all this. This was done too. This is in our table support. as well. All right, let's go get you guys out to another stream, another one of the live coders out there, and we will continue this list tomorrow. All right, let's see who is out there. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. What do you mean 2 out of 3 ain't bad? I got... Well... Let's go friggin' raid. Let's see who is out there that we can raid. Let's go friggin' raid. Let's see who is out there. That's me talking. Let me mute me. Baldy? Triple B? All right, we're going to send you over to Baldy. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Fred was on fire there. Fred, say goodbye, buddy. All right, kids. We will see you tomorrow.